Parliament resumes this week, and with the events of the past 48 hours, there'll be a lot on the agenda. Well, a bloke we like to speak to, because he's non-aligned, is Andrew Wallace, the federal member for Fisher in Queensland, also the chair of the Australia-Israel Allies Caucus, and happy to say that Andrew's on the line. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, Tim. Good morning to your listeners.
It's a hell of a 48 hours we've just been through.
Well, they say a week is a long time in politics, Tim, but it's like a minute these days.
Yeah. So, our government, the Prime Minister Penny Wong is saying we weren't advised about what was going to happen in Iran, and so far Australia not involved. But I suppose that'll be a fluid situation, will it not?
Yeah, look, I think that's right. It doesn't surprise me at all that the US hasn't brought Australia or the Australian government into its confidence just yet. Australia, under the Labor government, has not been particularly close with the US in recent times, so that doesn't come as any surprise. But the coalition unequivocally supports the US in these strikes against Iran from both the US and Israel. This theocratic administration is just in the last couple of months alone in their own country, the IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has killed somewhere between 30 and 50,000 of its own people just in the last couple of months.
Yeah, and arrested many thousands more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's not to mention what's happened on Australian soil. They've been directly linked to at least 2 terrorist attacks and quite likely more.
Yeah, and been the ATM basically for Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis for years, and the promoters of terrorism around the world. So not much mourning about the passing of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But mate, tell me about the Australia-Israel Allies Caucus. What's your agenda there?
Well, it's part of an international movement that is involved in 64 parliaments around the world, Tim.
Yeah.
So in 64 parliaments around the world, there are Israel Allies Caucuses where parliamentarians support the state of Israel and support Jewish communities in their own electorates. And as I said, it's an international movement. It's not a traditional parliamentary friendship group. It's a very, very active organisation that really tries to support Israel and people in their local communities.
Yeah, and I'm guessing too, when the Parliament resumes this week, there may not be a hell of a lot of time for domestic politics because the situation in Iran will have taken over. That would be my reading. You think that's what will happen?
Well, the business of Parliament will continue as it always does.
Yeah.
We will concentrate on the legislation that will be before the House and the Senate this week. But certainly a lot of the commentary and the media's attention will be what's happening in the Middle East. And we just, although we think this is a good thing, the coalition thinks this is a good thing that the Ayatollah Khamenei has been killed, let's put it that way, and many of his senior supporters, his leadership team also, what we want to see is we don't want to see this growing and extending into other countries as well.
So, and now you've got, Andrew, this very tricky situation of people being stranded and flights being cancelled. And, I did see a couple of people having a bit of a whinge that they were stuck in the airport. And I thought to myself, geez, get a grip. There's missiles flying all over the place. You're better off where you are. So it's a difficult time we're living in.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We live in dangerous times, and it's really important that Australia and Australians try and lift their understanding of what's happening in the Middle East, because often many of us think, well, this is a theatre that they don't really need to know or understand about what's happening, but it directly impacts on us.
Yeah.
A fifth of the world's oil passes through the Straits of Hormuz, which is now being blocked by Iran. So we will see increases in the cost of fuel. But it just further adds to the instability. We've got a land war going on right now in Europe that's been going on for 4 years. We are living in the most geostrategic, challenging time since 1945, and Australians need to understand that we need to be spending more money on our national defence.
Well, as a couple of my listeners have said, and they're quite right, it was heartening in a way to see the Iranian people not protesting but celebrating in the streets at the fall of Ali Khamenei. But I suppose the worry is, Andrew, what sort of regime change you might get. If it's a military takeover, that could be a problem. It'd be great if maybe the people of Iran could somehow take back control of their country and finally get back to having some sort of parliamentary democracy, because as we both know, the only parliamentary democracy in the Middle East is Israel.
Correct.
Yeah.
And look, President Trump has been extolling the Iranian people to take this opportunity. This is a in generations opportunity to take back their country. They won't get a better opportunity than this. And look, we in the coalition would absolutely support that. We want to see Iran become a fully functioning democracy and join countries like Israel.
All right, mate. Good luck in the Parliament this week, and thanks for the chat. Always great to talk to you. Thanks.
See you next week, Tim.
Yeah, mate. Thank you. That's Andrew Wallace, the member for Fisher.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.